evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 10th day of September in the year 2019. Here is what we're tracking tonight. JetBlue Airlines today announced that it will start its Guyana service with non-stop flights between New York and Georgetown from the 2nd of April next year. In a statement, the airline announced that the flights will operate daily. According to the company's director of route planning, Andrea Loso, the Guyana service introduces a diverse and underserved destination to the JetBlue route map, which will benefit both leisure travelers as well as those visiting friends and relatives in Guyana. She added that just as the company has done in its South American markets in Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, it will be introducing a new low-fare, high-quality choice to travelers in Guyana. Guyana's Minister of Public Infrastructure, David Patterson, welcomed the new service and the introduction of JetBlue to the Guyana market. He said the introduction of the popular low-cost carrier will see lower ticket prices to Georgetown and provide travelers with an opportunity to fly on an airline of choice to their favorite destination. The agreement with JetBlue is timely, he said, and comes on the heels of continued and sustainable growth in several sectors of the Guyanese economy. The addition of JetBlue is also expected to see a major boost to Guyana's tourism market. Guyana's Director of Tourism, Brian Mullis, said the Tourism Authority is extremely excited to welcome JetBlue's new non-stop services from New York to Georgetown. According to a statement from JetBlue, Guyana is now the fourth country in South America that JetBlue will be serving as it grows its presence in Latin America and the Caribbean, where it is a leading carrier serving nearly 40 destinations. Flights will depart the JFK Airport in New York at 11:55 every night to arrive in Georgetown 5:58 the next morning. The return flight to New York will depart Guyana at 7:20 every morning. More news coming up in just a moment.
Hello, baby. Yeah.
It's knocked away from Young Huang.
Yo, why you gotta get away from the credit, buddy? I recommend that you for blah blah. Let me actually game, but it's not you that buy back the credit when it's done. Buy back because she money from Fab 5.
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only 5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Wait. So who we putting as we Fab 5? Yours.
Experience bliss in an exclusive atmosphere as Universe boss Chris Gale celebrates his 40th birthday in Guyana.
Batman out and stunting. Chris Gale Kyle tick like dumpling.
40 Shades of Gale featuring Kess the Band live and in concert.
If you're coming down from the mountain, oh God,
At the Arthur Chung Conference Center on Saturday, 5th October.
right now my vibes up, I'm getting on. It's no regrets if tomorrow never comes.
Early bird tickets $3,000, general $4,000, stage front $10,000. 40 Shades of Gale. Party with the Universe boss Chris Gale and a star-studded cast of international cricketers. 40 Shades of Gale, featuring Kess the Band live and in concert at the Arthur Chung Conference Center on Saturday, 5th October.
All across our nation, Guyana, we see it in your lives. The future growing even stronger. GBTI, all eyes on Guyana skies as the voices of our people rise again. GBTI, Guyana's pride is in your eyes. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Opposition leader Barra Jagdeo and the team from his party met with the full Guyana Elections Commission this afternoon and indicated that the March 2020 timeline for elections is not acceptable. Speaking to reporters just after the more than 1 hour meeting, Mr. Jagdeo said the 2020 timeline should not even be debated.
Oh, that is clearly out the window now. We don't even need to to debate that. That's out the window. This March is totally out the window. We're looking for elections before the end of the year.
What the commission said they will do next following year.
Well, they will continue their discussions.
Mr. Jagdeo came out of the meeting feeling better about early elections than he did going into the meeting, he said. According to the opposition leader, he was encouraged by some of the statements that were made by the chairman of the Elections Commission during the meeting.
The chairman said some encouraging words at the end of the meeting, very encouraging words, but I will not repeat them. Maybe you can ask the commissioners, but
why you felt encouraged?
Encouraging words because it has an outside limit to what this ordeal that we are going through.
Mr. Jagdeo said he made it clear that the commission should extract a preliminary list of electors from the current National Register.
It would be merging on verified data with a verified database. 2, that it will take a long time to do so. 3, the cross-matching of fingerprints would not be helpful in identifying duplicate registration. 4, that the NRR will be contaminated with multiple registration, and we said there is a simpler way to identifying new registrants because only the new registrants can be added to the list, and that could be done swiftly in a claims and objection period.
The Guyana Elections Commission continued with its statutory meeting after the meeting with the opposition leader. Commissioner in the Guyana Elections Commission, Vincent Alexander, said it would be contrived for one to claim that a house-to-house registration exercise is unverified. Mr. Alexander explained to reporters this afternoon that the very nature of the house-to-house registration is to verify those who are being registered. He said the opposition's claim that the information gathered was not verified cannot stick.
And so the whole idea of this information from the house to house being unverified, I consider it contrived. Contrived because GCOM's process has always been in a house to house, as is in continuous registration, to give the parties the right to have scrutineers. If you do not take up that, you can't come subsequently and say that it's not verified because you didn't have scrutineers. That's contrived. That's the creating something that you yourself want to destroy, having created it.
Mr. Alexander also said that at today's meeting with the opposition leader, Mr. Jagdeo tried to point out that there was no problem with the voters list before and no complaints were made about it.
And I made the point that since 2011, internally I'd raised issues concerning the list because in 2011 we saw spikes in certain parts of the country in terms of registration, which seemed not to reflect the population. So I said to him, we've had concerns about the list because he was saying that he's quite sure commissioners could put their heads on the block about the list. And I said, well, I was not prepared for him to volunteer my head on the block, nor was I volunteering my head in the block because I have over the years internally expressed concerns about the list.
Today's statutory meeting of the Guyana Elections Commission did not decide on any other issue about early elections. The Elections Commission Secretariat has put forward a timeline for early elections to be held by March of next year, at the earliest possible time. That timeline is still to be debated by the Commission. The Georgetown City Council has moved a motion of no confidence in the city's Chief Constable Andrew Fu, recommending that he be terminated from duties with all of his benefits intact. The motion will now be forwarded to the Local Government Commission for its decision and action. 19 members of the council voted in favor of the motion, while 2 voted against and 3 abstained. The motion was moved by City Councilor Denroy Tudor. The council raised concerns about Mr. Fu's reign as the chief constable and the number of security issues that have been occurring under his watch, including the removal of an entire fence from a new vendor strip outside the Stabroek Market. The chief constable was also roasted for being unable to come up with and execute a proper plan to address and deal with security at the city's markets and parks. The councillors said they believe the time may be right for some new leadership of the city constabulary. Let's tell you now that the head of the Department of Energy, Dr. Mark Bino, believes that as Guyana approaches first oil in 2020, there is a need for more focus to be placed on the benefits that the oil sector will bring to the country. Speaking at the official welcome reception for Guyana's first oil production vessel, the Liza Destiny, Dr. Bino reiterated that the arrival of the vessel means that first oil is imminent.
Indeed, the arrival of the floating production, storage and offloading vessel, the Liza Destiny, on August 29th represents a historic milestone for the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, as it means first oil is imminent. It also heralds a tide of good fortune, which we must appreciate for both the magnificent engineering feat that the Liza represents and the flood of opportunities and possibilities it presents for Guyana and our people.
The Liza Destiny arrived in Guyana 3 weeks ahead of schedule, forcing the Department of Energy and the other players to step up their preparations for oil production. The vessel has been described as a significant component of the Liza Phase 1 development, which involves 4 undersea drill centers with 17 production wells. Exxon's country manager, Rod Henson.
Our shared vision of a bright future for Guyana is built on a strong foundation. It's an interesting journey. It has been an interesting journey since our exploration activities initially started in 1999. There have been some challenges and there's been a lot of uncertainty, but the perseverance and dedication has paid off.
The vessel has a production capacity of 120,000 barrels of oil per day and an overall storage volume of 1.6 million barrels. First Lady Sandra Granger, who is the godmother of the Liza Destiny, said she hopes that the vessel will not only bring profits for the oil company, but also deliver a better life for Guyanese.
And I would like to hope for the Liza Destiny, the partners and the crew, that it will bring us all the good things we anticipate. Not only the profits and return of investment for the Exxon and its partners, but also for the people of Guyana, and in particular our children, a better quality of life, sustainable development, and everything from which good oil will flow.
The First Lady said the Liza Destiny represents Guyana's hopes and aspirations. Well, the Guyana Prison Service and the Guyana Police Force have launched a search for a 21-year-old prisoner who bolted from custody this morning while conducting labor activities at a New Amsterdam prison farm. According to a statement from the prison service, convicted prisoner Rameshwar Prakash, who was serving time for larceny, was among a group of prisoners working at the prison farm when he asked to use the washroom. During his washroom break, the prisoner reportedly made his way into the living quarters of a prison officer and carted off an electronic tablet and $17,000 in cash while escaping. By the time an alarm was raised, Prakash had already gained his freedom, triggering a manhunt. Prison Director Gladwin Samuel said the prison officers who were on duty at the time failed to follow the standard operating procedures, and 3 of them have since been suspended until the outcome of the investigation into the escape. The prisoner last lived in Princetown Quarantine in the Berbice area. The search for him is ongoing tonight. Across the region is coming up next.
Securing the best healthcare facility for you and your family is important. At Balwansing Hospital, we take pride in giving you the best healthcare at unbeatable prices. We offer a 24-hour emergency care, a well-equipped ambulance, the best group of international doctors. Whatever your medical needs are, we are here to make sure you're taken care of like family. From eye care to dental service, the best, most experienced gynecologist, pediatric care, skin care, well-trained radiologist, and a trauma center. Our goal is to get you healthy so you can live a healthier life. Balwansing Hospital, caring for you and your family by offering healthcare at unbeatable prices. Live, love, and enjoy life. Call 226-4279 or visit us at 314 East Street, Georgetown. Balwansing, best healthcare at unbeatable prices.
Fuel it up and win! Fuel it up and win!
Yes! You heard right. Fuel up at Guy Oil $5,000 or more and enter to win. Tune in to Jumpstart on 94.1 FM Monday and Friday to receive your call to win big. Check Facebook for participating locations and more details.
Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy. Fuel it up and win.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Across the region right now, Bolivian wildfires have destroyed 2 million hectares, that's almost 5 million acres, of forest and grassland since August, according to officials there. Almost half of the losses are in protected areas known for high biodiversity. Scientists at the College of Biologists in La Paz estimate that regeneration of the local ecosystem will take about 300 years. The government is under pressure to declare a national emergency. The defense minister blamed people for starting the fires, calling them saboteurs who are playing a macabre game. High temperatures and strong winds also stoked the flames over the weekend. Civic groups in Santa Cruz, the worst affected region, have imposed a Tuesday deadline for the emergency declaration, insisting it would help channel firefighting efforts and international aid. In Belize, the police there have announced that they have confiscated 1,210 parcels of cocaine on board an aircraft that landed at an illegal airstrip in the country. Police said that 6 persons, including 4 from Honduras and 1 each from Mexico and Ecuador, have been held as a result of the operation. The street value of the drugs was not disclosed. The authorities said they had received prior information that a King Air 12 engine aircraft had taken off from Venezuela and had deployed officers to several of the illegal and legal aerodromes across the country. The Belizean police said the plane was allowed to land, and officers waited for other key players to appear before moving in. During the operation, the police became involved in a gun battle with the drug smugglers, resulting in 2 of the traffickers being injured. And finally tonight, international news. At least 31 people have been killed in a stampede during commemorations for the Shia holy day of Ashura in the Iraqi city of Karbala, officials have confirmed. A health ministry spokesman said another 100 people were injured and warned that the death toll could rise. The stampede reportedly occurred when a pilgrim tripped while hundreds of thousands were performing a ritual. Ashura commemorates the martyrdom in battle of the Imam Hussein, a grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. Every year, millions of Shia Muslim pilgrims travel to Karbala for Ashura, which falls on the 10th of Muharram, the first month of the Islamic lunar calendar. It is marked with mourning rituals and passion plays, reenacting Hussein's martyrdom. A spokesman for the Karbala province told the BBC that as hundreds of thousands of people undertook the run, one person stumbled and fell over, causing others to fall and triggering the deadly stampede. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.